I think like 25 million Chinese people live in caves still, don't they? Like there's a crazy lower
25 million in caves? That seems outrageous.
Percentage wise, I
don't
it
even
seems
think
reasonable.
Cavemen really lived in caves. I thought they weren't very good places to live.
Maybe I dreamed of this. I don't know.
Did you say there are millions of Chinese who live in caves?
25 million.
All right, I'm going to fact check. If this was Scrabble, you might. This is like when someone uses a word that ain't a word in Scrabble. It's like, all right, I challenge.
These are PKA statistics.
Get this. This is factsanddetails.com. Who doesn't trust that? Some 30 million Chinese still live in caves, and over 100 million people reside in houses with one or more walls built in a hillside. Okay, well, that's not technically a cave, but 30 million caves.
In caves, 30 million?
That's
I don't even think America.
Show me a picture of one of them. All right, if there's 30 million, then there should be some pictures of the Chinese cavemen, and it should be hard to find.
Factsanddetails.com. It's the premier source for Chinese people living in caves.
Yeah, is this going to be a Chinese cave?
What is it? The Anasazi? For those who are audio only, they're showing us what looks like a southwestern American like where they carved dwellings into a hillside. But look, clearly no one lives there. That's an artifact.
I know. Zach, show the one that I linked.
What is that?
That looks.
Well, see, all right, hang on a minute. That's like a monastery. There's a huge Tibetan like statue carved in it. This is clearly some place of like reverence or worship or something. It's not like an apartment building.
There you go. See, there's a cave, and they live in it.
That could be a mine. Look, all I'm saying is just if there are as many people in China living as caves as the populations of every major American city, basically, then there should be photos of them. What are there in New York? 10 million in the major city and another 5.
It's a cave with a Chinese person.
Like, okay, Taylor, first of all, there are no Chinese in caves. Other fact, there are 30 million in mines.
And they call it a mine.
Yeah, he's hitting me with technicalities. I proved it. These people fucking live in caves.
They're dwarves, man.
This looks like a motel
Did
set up
they dig too deep?
outside
Did
of a
they get
mountain.
too greedy?
They did. They delved too greedily and too deep, and they unearthed, demons.
I heard there are no Chinese women.
Some say there are no Chinese women, and they spring out of caves in the wall.
I mean, like that's a mine to me because this is a man-made.
Okay,
structure.
well, this is way better than the previous one. You saw the pictures previously; those were normal ass caves that Chinese people were living in.
I've yet to see a Chinese caveman in all of the photos that have been presented to me. I've seen some people standing outside of like a mountain. It's like that would be like if they were like, Americans live in presidential heads, and they showed like pictures of Mount Rushmore with like Americans outside. It's like, yeah, they live in there. They live in Washington's head. That's where Americans live. They live in their president's skulls. Like, how about this? I don't believe you.
What am
Barbara
I looking
Dominic wrote in the LA Times, like many peasants from the outskirts of Yan'an, China, Ren Shua was born in a cave and lived there until he got a job in the city and moved into a concrete block house. A lot of these people are living in caves, brother.
All right, now I do want to admit, and this,
why wouldn't you want to believe this? It makes us look better.
Because I don't want to believe something that clearly sounds so absurd that there are Chinese cavemen. It's certainly not
a tunnel.
All right, look at this. This looks wild to me. I can't tell 100% if this is a real picture. But if it's real, then like this is a weird version of cave dwelling, because those who are audio only, the picture seems to suggest that there is an enormous cave, the size that you can establish a small town in, and that's what there is. There's a small town in there. Here's what I think. I think that's a mine. I think that's a mine. I think that's a mine. And those are like miners' facilities that are there so that they can like live there and do mining. I just can't believe that that's where people would live.
Well, they do. 30 million of them. Factsanddetails.com.
There's 100 right there. What more proof do you need?
I think those are miners or something. There's no way that you're like raising a family in a cave in the 21st century.
Yeah. You're telling me the blogger, I hate Chinese people, would lie about this? No, they're fucking living in caves.
Men of the Far East.
So they've got their propaganda videos, and we can we can go, tit for tat on that one.
That's where they make the iPhone. I just can't believe they live in caves there.
Those are probably the ones who do live in caves. They're not making any iPhone money. They're working their little fucking fingers to the bone, putting lithium in however you make phones, and then they're going back to the cave.
I also saw that video where the black guy, he used the palm scanner to make purchases at the store, and he was like, "Hey, how does the palm scanner work?" And they're like, "Takes 10 seconds to sign up. Now you have a perfect biometric purchasing device that is your palm." He went through the process so fast that it was like, "Are we sure this is secure?" And then he just went beep and bought his soda or whatever, and that was it, with just showing a scanner his palm.
That's kind of neat, but I don't have a problem taking out a credit card and just paying. It doesn't solve a problem that I am presented with.
When do we get the mark of the beast? I don't want to carry around credit cards. I just want to pay with a mark on my wrist or something. Help me with the mark of the beast lore. Anyone know?
You'll have to wear the mark of the beast to make purchases, essentially.
Yeah, you'll be tracked and all that. I don't know all the lore surrounding it, but it does seem like
he'll come from the east.
If you're into that sort of thing, is there anything more mark of the beastie than a chip in your hand? That is what it would seem like it would be.
Now, I am sure of that I think in the scripture it says the Antichrist comes from the east to conquer the west. I'm almost positive about that. But yeah, I would like some biometric shit. Every now I saw where some trashy chick took her a debit card and they removed the chip. They left. They've only got the chip, and then she acryliced it into her fingernail.
I saw that. That's so
now her nail
stupid.
is like a scan thing, and it's I kind of like the utilitarianness of that. I would like something like that. If you could, I would do an implant or something. Just put my fucking credit card in there, and I could just put my finger against your scanner and buy my gas or whatever.
It would have to give me a better benefit to get implanted.
Oh, there'd be a savings
program. Hear me
out,
Taylor. You have a belly button flashlight, and if you leave it on, it burns your body fat. That's its power source.
Oh, it runs off body fat.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Oh,
here.
I'd be a spotlight all the time.
That's you're like a Steve Jobs level inventor, where you're like a billionaire who's like, guys, a flashlight that burns fat, get on it. Figure it out. Do it.
So I get credit for it.
Yeah, so I can tuck a t-shirt into jeans with no belt and pontificate on it in San Francisco. Yeah. Big time RIP to Steve Jobs. I thought that papaya diet was going to cure his cancer, and it did not.
Nope.
Who knew?
He needed the liver king around.
The doctors.
Doctors. Experts in the field knew.
Also, in fairness to him, didn't he have one of the cancers where it's like,
no,
you're not
the
making
opposite. He had one of the easy to fix ones.
I wonder what it would be like if we let all the Chinese, or if China let all their people on our internet. It would immediately make it unrecognizable. No, they've got the great firewall. They're on their own socials. They're not hanging out on Instagram and Twitter and stuff for the most part.
They can go to YouTube though. Maybe I don't understand the architecture of the internet and how the restrictions work. I just assume that if you're in China, you could go anywhere I could go on the internet.
Oh, I thought they had a ton of shit blocked. Even their TikTok is different. Our TikTok is nonsense and slop and propaganda, and theirs is probably math formulas or the things Asians like.
It was a conversation inside Cisco. Who built the original Great Firewall? I don't know if they're still the people that do that. It was are we the bad guys? Are we allowing the Chinese to suppress their population and prevent free speech? Should Cisco support this? And I guess the higher ups decided yes, they pay properly.
Yep. The decision was made, but that is what it is, right, Woody? Seems like you know more.
Yeah, they just filter the internet that goes into China, and there's some of the other stuff you're talking about, like TikTok having its own algorithm, is different than the firewall. But yeah, they filter the traffic going into China, so you can't see stuff.
I thought that their TikTok wasn't just a separate algorithm, but a separate app called Redbook or something.
I'm not sure.
Maybe
I have heard of
I'm,
Redbook.
Because Redbook refers to Mao's fucking communist, the little red communist manifesto book or whatever.
They have a do-it-all app. That's where you shop, where you bank, where you do your social media, I think.
Yeah, their propaganda, whenever their propaganda gets to me, it works. I see these 21st century cities that are clean and organized and beautiful. And it's an enormous city. It looks like Tokyo. Their cities look like Tokyo. They look like Seoul, and they look like the nice part of New York. That's the only place in South Korea. That's the only part. They look huge, and like they do that thing where they'll have 40 fucking giant skyscrapers that are all putting on a light show inexplicably of like magenta and like I don't know, like a psychedelic light show on the buildings. Their cities look like they're from the future.
They do. They look amazing. Everything's new, so it looks nice. You said Seoul, and I couldn't get my head off of our son, which is also named Seoul, but spelled differently.
Yeah.
I was like, he can't mean that.
Yes, he's on the sun, I hear tell. No, but yeah, there's a YouTuber who he travels to China and shows you what's going on there. And it's like every step of the way, I'm like, fuck. He's like, here are the trains in China. Not only do they go 1,000 miles per hour, but they're incredibly clean, and no one would dare spray paint the side of one. Here's my first class meal, and it's like, that looks good. It is good. And then it gets to the hotel, like every step of the way on his journey to like a major Chinese city, it's like, I don't think I've ever seen anything that nice in my country. Like their airport, it was like, my God, is this a museum of art? What is this? Who painted the ceiling of the Chinese airport?
It sucks. I don't like that. We're better than China. We should have nicer things.
What's better?
We're better.
What are we better at?
Fucking
building military planes.
Sports.
Are we sure anymore? That new plane they've got, it's got like 3 fucking engines and 2 pilots.
We're better at being tall.
They added an extra of everything.
I don't know if that's true. It doesn't sound true.
Zach, fact check me. That new plane they put out has 3 fucking engines and 2 pilots.
Oh, I'm interested. But I tell you, if America made that, I'd be like, are we even building the right thing? Don't we want little drones? Don't we want swarms? I saw in Star Trek, the swarms are difficult to defeat unless you play music.
It's true. It was Beastie Boys. That'll knock a swarm right out.
Sabotage.
And did you notice, was there anyone in Chinese transit playing music or social media posts loudly on their phone without headphones?
No, nothing of the sort. Everybody seemed very put together and friendly in the videos that I've seen. Again, I am referring to them as propaganda.